So, index analytique refers to the doctrine and judgments found in the section Plan des sommaires. It is a section that we're going to see a lot more in details in two of the search methods. In other words, index analytique is used when you want to find a case using keywords. I'm going to show you. If I keep going down the Plan des sommaires, I'm going to come across the next section, which is index analytique. Okay, so index analytique, as you can see, has a list. The ones that are in capital letters are the indexation, so the main topic. And then underneath, like for instance, in abus de droit, so right here we have abus de droit. There's abus de droit contractuel, prise de possession, fiduciaire, banquier. There's another one that talks about abus de droit contractuel, résidence pour personnes âgées, service de compagnonnage, droit d'accès. So we're going to find, okay, the keywords we're searching is a mix of the ones in capital letters and a bit more precision underneath. Remember I told you in Plan des sommaires that when you have a bold number and there is a D next to it, it stands for a doctrine. So see, this is an example. So if you're going into abus de droit contractuel, prise de possession fiduciaire, banquier, 3049D, you know that when you go to 3049D, in your Plan des sommaires, you're not going to find a summary of the case and name of parties, but you're going to find a reference to either a book or a periodical. Okay? So that's important. So it saves you time. So here, see une responsabilité bancaire, commentaire de l'arrêt Hull, encore blah, blah, blah. You have 3 doctrines attached to it. So every time you're going to see a D, we're looking for doctrine. And when there is no D, like here, there's no D, here either, that means it refers to a jurisprudence. Table de nom des parties. So table de nom des parties, well, it says what it says, okay? It's a table with names of parties. So for instance, your boss is asking you, I need you to find me the case in 1992. I remember one of the parties it's an insurance company, but he's not sure, but he knows it's in 1992. Okay, well then, okay. What do we have here? I have Albany Insurance. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the case. Okay. So when you go to table de nom des parties, it's because you don't have the reference, but you only have one side or the other. So browsing through in alphabetical order the names of parties, you can come up with, okay, like Albany Insurance versus, okay, Reliable Cartage, blah, 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 blah. 170 is my bold number. Okay, so I use that bold number and go to my Plan des sommaires when I do a research. Okay? Table de législation citée. So table de législation citée is a table of cited legislation. It will be used in one of the search methods that we're going to see in the next capsule. It talks about, just let me just hold on. Yeah, okay. It really talks about table de législation citée. First, at the beginning of table de législation citée, I'll get it and I'll show you. At the beginning of it, we're gonna see laws that are the most common. So the Constitution, also the CCQ, the Criminal Code, the CCP, laws that people search for the most. And then all the other laws are divided either by provincial or federal. I'll show you. This is the first page. But then after, see, you have loi fédérale and all the federal laws that are cited in decisions for that given year is in alphabetical order. Okay? And then when you're done, you're going to come across at the top, loi fédérale, then you have loi québécoise. So if it's provincial law, a Quebec provincial law, obviously, you can look under loi québécoise. And all the laws are also in alphabetical order. Okay? But we'll come back to table de législation citée a little bit later. Then we have table de jurisprudence citée. I said it's in alphabetical order of the names of parties. In here, there is a difference between table de nom des parties and table de jurisprudence citée. Okay, so this one and this one here, they're not the same thing. Okay, sometimes students tend to confuse the two. So in table de jurisprudence citée, what are we gonna find? We're gonna find, let's say you found a case. You've probably heard of the case Tremblay contre d'Aigle. I'm guessing. So Tremblay contre d'Aigle, probably in Civil 1, Georgia might have talked about it a little bit. It's the case about the woman who was pregnant and wanted to get an abortion, but she split up from her partner and he opposed the abortion. So it went up to the Supreme Court of Canada. And it's a case where they decided finally that the woman had the right to choose if she wanted to get an abortion or not. But when they pleaded in Tremblay contre d'Aigle, when they pleaded in court, no matter which level, but they brought jurisprudence. Remember when we talked about stare decisis? Okay, so to use other previous cases in order to make the judge rule in your favor. Okay? So using that, they had to bring arguments. So you might have heard of another case, maybe R versus Morgan Taylor. Okay? So the case about the doctor who's performing abortions. So this case, let's say I have R versus Morgan Taylor, and I want to know if this case was cited in any other case. Well, I can search in table de jurisprudence citée. Let me just get my table. And I would be able to see if the case Morgan Taylor was cited in another case. Obviously, Morgan Taylor was cited in Tremblay contre d'Aigle. Another case that was cited in Tremblay contre d'Aigle, which is an old case, and it was cited also in Morgan Taylor, that you might have heard of, is the old case Montreal Tramways. The woman who was pregnant fell off of a tramway in Montreal and later on gave birth to a baby with club feet. And then the husband sued Montreal Tramways based on this. So Montreal Tramways has been cited in Morgan Taylor and has been cited in Tremblay contre d'Aigle. Okay, so that just gives you an idea of what we're looking for. If you find a case that you really like, that is really important, and you want to know, well, has this case been talked about or discussed about in any other case, you're going to use table de jurisprudence citée. The last one that we're going to talk about is the section Résultat des appels. Résultat des appels, I told you, when you find a case that has a little star, you're going to have to do a research to see what was the result in appeal. Okay, so for instance, I have table de jurisprudence citée, still, and then results in appeal. So this is an excerpt from your Annuaire 1992, as I told you previously. So here in 1992, Okay, I have all the results ever since 1974. So if you find a case that's been appealed in 1992, I don't suggest you look at the end of the Annuaire of 1992 because appeals can take years. Maybe yes, maybe no. So what you should do is move forward a few years, then go at the end to the results and appeal. Résultat des appels. And what are you going to need to be able to find the result in appeal? Well, the case that's been appealed, the one that has the little star, okay, next to it, you have the reference. So for instance, the year, the reporter, and the page. So that's what you're going to need. And so you find the proper year, the reporter, and then the page, and then you'll see pourvoi la Cour suprême rejeté. That means that there was a leave to appeal to the Supreme Court, but the permission was refused. Okay? So that's the result in appeal. That's it. It means that the case that was heard by the Court of Appeal, you know that the decision that you have in your hand is the most updated because it never went to the Supreme Court of Canada. Okay? So results in appeal, résultat des appels. What I would do if you have, for instance, a case of 1992, well, it doesn't matter. You can take a book of 2012 or 2010 and then go in results and appeal with your reference. So just to recap, what is the reference? I just need to go back to my plan de sommaire. Let me on. Just go back for a sec. I know it's a bit far. Sorry about that. Hold on, I'll be right back. So I found one. See here, Institut de Mers against Canada Inc. I have the reference, so the JE 92-1537. This is the reference that I need to go to my reporter, my year, and then my document number in this case. And using that next to it, I would find the result in appeal. So if I take the 2005, this is 1992, so for sure the result for 2005 will be in it. So I can use this as my reference in my table des résultats des appels. Sorry, see, there is another one, Nantel. Here, JE 92, document number, and I would do the same thing.